Good morning. It is Sunday. Hope everybody's day is off to a great start. Thanks for checking in with us here at Atlanta News First Plus. Here's a look right now at Midtown Atlanta on this Sunday morning. It looks nice out there, and if you have stepped outside, you've noticed a difference. There is lower humidity out there today, so make sure that you get out there and enjoy it a little bit if you can. Good morning. I'm Megan Packer, here to update you on some of the day's top stories. First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi will join us in just a minute to talk about the forecast. But yes, that is your weather tease. Some lower humidity, but she says it's not hanging around for too long, so we've got to enjoy it today. We are tracking a bunch of developments for you and some news stories this morning, so let's get you caught up right now on to what is making news, including this, a deadly police shooting from Athens-Clarke County overnight. This is the second police shooting that we have covered so far this weekend. Here's what we can tell you about this one. The GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, provided this picture here. They say that Athens-Clarke County police officers were called out to a Verizon store overnight around 1:20 this morning near the Athens Ben Epps Airport, to give you an idea if you're familiar with that area, for reports of a man with a machine gun. The agency says 26-year-old Marquavius Sims ran across the street to a gas station, followed by two officers yelling at him to drop the gun. The GBI says Sims turned around and shot at the officers, who then shot at him multiple times. Sims died at the hospital. No officers were injured. So again, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation is now handling this and looking into what happened out there in Athens-Clarke County overnight. But that is the very latest for them. And again, this is the second police-involved shooting the GBI has been called in to investigate this weekend. We told you there was one in Cobb County Friday night where officers shot and killed a wanted man inside of a Walgreens store after they were trying to track that man down, wanted on warrants, and they had a run-in with him. In Gwinnett County, police arrested this man here after a viral video that really disturbed so many people. Police say this is the man here who was caught on camera hitting a little 3-year-old child. 44-year-old James Collins was arrested at his home in Snellville yesterday, and police say that they looked at surveillance video that also showed him striking the 3-year-old. It's in a truck where this happened, in a Kroger parking lot on Five Forks Trickham Road. Officers arrested Collins yesterday, charging him with felony cruelty to children in the first degree. So they acted very quickly. We told you yesterday, Gwinnett Police alerted the public yesterday, saying we are aware of this video that is circulating on social media. We are looking into it. And then by yesterday afternoon, they let us know that they made this arrest. So again, 44-year-old James Collins arrested, charged with felony cruelty to children in the first degree. We did check jail records, and he bonded out of jail last night. Atlanta police are investigating a shooting that happened last night. 5 people were shot at a party. One of them is in critical condition. It happened at an apartment complex in the Mechanicsville neighborhood in southwest Atlanta. Police say one victim was shot in the head. She was in critical condition at last check. Everybody else who was shot in their legs. Police have not released much more about this right now. What led up to the violence? No word on any arrests. It sounds like at last check they were looking for who was responsible for this shooting, and they have not yet confirmed to us what the latest is as far as who they're searching for and where the investigation stands this morning. But again, 5 people shot at a party in Atlanta last night. 40 fathers are celebrating this weekend. They are graduates. Our camera was there for the Gentle Warriors Academy graduation. It is a 7-week program designed to teach men how to better communicate and deal with their emotions. Organizers tell us some of the men are here on the recommendation of a judge. Others are there just trying to be the best father that they can be. The keynote speaker was Tracy Martin, the father of Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was shot and killed in 2012 in Florida by George Zimmerman, igniting a nationwide debate over race and gun violence. First responders spent some time out in the woods this weekend for some friendly competition. The Ridge Nature Area in Fayetteville hosted the Trails for Troops event. Law enforcement officers, fire and EMS workers, military members, and the general public all separated into different teams to take part in the competition. Organizers say the event is designed to connect first responders with nature, and you can see just how gorgeous it was. Even if they are pulling these really big tires, at least they were in the nice, cool, shady woods and just kind of connecting with nature. And that's what organizers say this is all about. Their website says that group-based recreational experiences and spending time in healthy, natural environments positively impacts veterans, especially those with disabilities such as PTSD. So they had 3 legs of this competition: a foot race, tire pulling, and a scavenger hunt. It looks like it was a great day. And we hope that you can get outside and make it a great day today. It's going to be really nice. So let's check in another live look outside. We can't get enough of how nice it looks in the city of Atlanta this morning. Here's Midtown. The sun is shining. We've got some blue skies. And we've got First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi here sharing the good news. Now, we don't want everybody to go out and, put their jacket on, Courtney. It's still summer with very high temperatures, right?
Correct. Yeah. While the humidity is a little lower, the temperatures aren't going to go down. It's still going to be a very hot day today with a lot of sunshine and the slightly lower humidity. And that drier air is going to help give us nothing but blue sky through most of the day today, which I think all of us can get behind. A lot of people, I'm sure, stepped out this morning and was like, are we transitioning into fall maybe? It was just like a little tease almost. Although I was saying, I'm like, low 60s for dew points isn't necessarily fall-like. And the first thing that my husband Dylan said when he woke up was, it feels fall-like out there this morning. I was like, all right, it feels fall-like out there, I guess, because we're just so used to being stuck in that soupy mess. But this weekend, or at least today and tomorrow, will feel a little more pleasant, which is a nice summertime treat for us. So let's take you through what the dew points will look like over the next couple of days. So dew points measure the amount of moisture in the air, and the further away from 70 you are, the more comfortable it is. So notice, unfortunately, for areas east of the city, from Athens to Covington to Eatonton, you're a little closer to a stalled front across the southeast, so you're not going to reap the benefits, unfortunately, of that drier air. But from Atlanta off to the east, or the west, excuse me, that's where it's going to be the most comfortable today. Notice as we head into your lunch hour, we'll still have dew points in the low to mid 60s, but in the 70s still for far east Georgia. And then tomorrow morning, we'll almost get a little push of that dry air. So tomorrow morning, we'll feel super comfortable, if not more comfortable than today, with temperatures in the 60s to low 70s. Most of metro points north and west will feel great. So it'll be a comfortable morning at the bus stop for a lot of the kids. But again, that one exception will be far east Georgia from Athens down to Eatonton, just not going to reap the benefits of that nice and dry air. And tomorrow will be a very similar day to today. Low 90s with just a touch lower humidity, but it's still going to be plenty hot. So again, while the mornings will feel great, the afternoons, it'll still be a hot day, so you won't notice that lower humidity quite as much in the afternoon hours. Today and tomorrow, because of that lower humidity, most of metro will stay dry, but where that moisture content's a little higher, you could have an isolated storm for areas mainly east of the city today and tomorrow afternoon and evening. Here's a look at those high temperatures. So as I mentioned, it's still going to be a hot day, 80s for the mountains, low 90s for most of the area. Athens and Eatonton a touch warmer in the mid to upper 90s. And overnight tonight, not going to be as humid. Again, we'll have that drier air kind of settle in, just maybe a few clouds. I do think clouds will increase just before sunrise tomorrow, so that won't be the best time to look for this, but the best time regardless is really after midnight to see the Perseid meteor shower that does peak tonight. So after moonset, which is around midnight, here in Georgia, that's the best time to kind of go peak for these. 50 to 100 meteors an hour. Super, super cool. So again, that peaks tonight. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, go out and look up in the sky. Try and get away from the city lights because that, of course, dulls it. But tonight will be a great night to do it. Between the hours of mainly, again, midnight and about 4 a.m. or so will be best viewing time for that. Chance of rain the next few days. With that drier air kind of settling in through Tuesday, we'll stay relatively rain-free. Again, maybe an isolated storm in the areas that aren't getting a break from the humidity. And then as we head into the middle of the week, the humidity ramps back up, and we will have that summer-like pattern set back up with isolated afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Friday, we'll have kind of what we call a backdoor cold front move through. An area of high pressure will kind of sink in in from the northeast, push a front in. The pressure difference will help kind of lift up some of the moisture in place, and that will create a higher rain chance for us. So Friday will be the next best chance for rain. If any day was to be a first alert weather day, it could be Friday. If that does look like it'll become increasingly stormy, so something we're keeping an eye on. Also keeping an eye on this, Invest 98L swirling around in the central Atlantic, now a 90% chance of development. This is expected to become a tropical depression by tomorrow or Tuesday, more than likely Ernesto by Wednesday or Thursday. Still on track to make its way closer to Puerto Rico. The spaghetti models, which are essentially just a bunch of different model outputs, they're all in good alignment that this will more than likely make a landfall in the northern Windward Islands Tuesday. And then they do curve it just before making a potential landfall in Puerto Rico. Now, this could potentially make a direct hit to Puerto Rico, but if you do have travel plans this week to Puerto Rico, just know that you will still get some heavy rain from this system regardless, more than likely. Now, that could change, but you definitely want to keep an eye on it if that you have travel plans to the Caribbean this week. And then this does look like it's going to curve out to sea, so it's not going to impact us here in the lower 48. Thankfully, the Atlantic coast, the Gulf Coast, all going to be free from worry with this particular storm, which I think we could all get behind after Debbie that just impacted us a few days ago. 7-day forecast looks like this: hot and mostly dry through Tuesday, and then we'll introduce isolated storms Wednesday and Thursday as we go back into a very summer-like pattern. And then our best chance for rain returns Friday and Saturday with a 30 to 40% coverage of showers and storms. That could go up during the week. We'll be keeping an eye on it, and temperatures will stay in the 90s all week long, so the heat will continue. Enjoy that slightly lower humidity today. That'll really be a treat for us, and tomorrow morning it'll feel super comfortable outside, so hopefully you can get out and enjoy this brief break from the really high humidity. Enjoy your Sunday, everyone. Thanks so much for choosing us for your news and your weather this morning, and we'll catch you here next time.